Hi guys, it's Karen. I just wanted to do a quick check-in and see how you're doing. It is Wednesday morning. I am just about to start repeat number 9, which, I feel pretty good about that. I still have 9, 10, and 11 to go, and then there's like half a repeat and a giant bind off. And then glue 2 comes out tomorrow. So when we last spoke, I was in repeat number 5 of 11, and to be honest, I was a little bit discouraged because I felt like I was really behind and I really wasn't where I wanted to be. But the repeats, I'm just getting a little bit more comfortable with them. I wouldn't say that they're getting faster because the stitch count is getting wider, so it's kind of a wash time-wise. It's still taking me about 2 hours to get through a repeat, but I just feel better about it. And I'm not as frustrated with the cast on, bind off, cast on, bind off. So I'm trying to enjoy the process. I love the way it's turning out. I didn't braid it all the way up, but you can see that striped effect looks so good. It looks so good. Okay, so I'm gonna power through as much as I can today. I'm obviously not gonna be able to get through all 11 repeats before today. So I think I'm probably a day or 2 behind as far as keeping up with the clues, but given how giant this clue is, I don't feel that bad about that. I think that's, for me, it's like a Herculean effort. So I'm fine with that. I'm just gonna keep on going. Yesterday I was really worried because I got to one of these lighter pink chevron sections, and that's my rows 9 through 12. So it's like the first part of the repeat. And I don't know if you noticed, that knit stitch column that goes all the way down from the double decreases. Well, I got to one of them and there was no double decrease right there. So row 11 of every repeat is supposed to have a, whatever it's called, double center decrease, where it makes this raised knit stitch and it decreases 2 stitches. And I had missed it on one of my passes of row 11. So I was like, oh no, I am morally opposed to ripping back because I do not have time for that nonsense. And if I go back, I think I'll never be able to pick it up again and go forward. So I was either like, well, I'm just gonna leave it and live with it, or I'm gonna have to try to fix it by dropping down. And I kept looking at it, and it's like a really distinctive design feature. And I just thought I'm always gonna notice that. It's gonna bug me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to try to drop down and fix it. How do you drop down and fix a center double decrease that you missed? I had no idea. And I looked on YouTube and there really didn't seem to be anything. So I was just gonna have to wing it. And you guys, I did it. And it wasn't even that hard. I'm actually contemplating filming a quick tutorial because if anybody else finds themselves in that situation, don't panic. You can totally fix it. So I am gonna have to wait till I get to my next repeat because I'm gonna have to create a mistake because I fixed that one and I can't even tell which one it was. But on my next round, on one of these lighter rows, I'll just not put the increase in, and then I'll film how I dropped down and added it, because it was really not that tricky. Because I'm not even a great fixer. I mean, I'm pretty good because I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm by no means an expert. So I'll try to pop that in. I'll put it up as a separate video because unless you need it, you don't need to watch that. But if you need it, I'm there for you. I'll have it. I know I'm sort of late. So most people who are knitting this clue will already have, be done with it by the time I get this up. But on the off chance that you're slow or you knit this later on and you need that fix, it'll be there. So that's cool. I'm working on this. We're just gonna keep at it. I love your comments. I love all the comments that were on the previous videos, so I'm glad to see I'm not alone. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that is a slow knitter and sort of struggled with clue 1, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And then there's other exciting news that happened. I got a little bit of yarn mail. If you watch my regular podcast or one of the earlier videos, I mentioned that I bought a sweater's quantity of Rowan felted tweed to make my husband a sweater, maybe for Christmas, but realistically, probably Father's Day. I'm super slow. And I didn't consult him on the color or the pattern or the fact that there even is a sweater. I don't even know if he wants one, but I'm gonna make it anyway because, who can't use a sweater? So I bought this color. It is a super dark brown with all these little colored flecks. I don't know if you could see that in there. There's like blue and off-white. It's just really lovely. And the brown is really dark. Like it's more like this. This lighting is really weird today. But it is called, of course the name's not going to be on here. Well, okay. Rowan felted tweed. This is a 50-gram ball that's 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. It's a DK weight, so you get, is it going to tell me the yardage? Ah, yes. You get 191 yards per 50 grams. So I was thinking of making a sweater by Petite Knit, or I was also thinking of making the So Basic sweater by Max the Knitter, because I really just want like a stockinette in the round sweater, top down, that is just like super basic. So if you have a go-to pattern for standard sweaters where I don't have to do anything tricky, because honestly after the MKAL I think I'm gonna want some mindless knits for a while, but I'm not gonna get to this till October. I cannot find the colorway name. I think it's Treacle. That's like ringing a bell. If that is a colorway name, that's the one. Otherwise it's like the darkest brown that they have. And I got 8 balls, so hopefully that's enough for a man-sized sweater. 400 grams, maybe. If not, I'll just pick up some more. I mean, whatever. It's fine. It's pretty low pressure. There used to be, I don't know if you watched The Drunk Knitter. If you don't, you should. She's really funny and lovely and an excellent knitter and designer. But she did a bit on Instagram last year where she kept posting reels of her knitting her husband a sweater as a gift right in front of him. And she was like, how long is it going to take for him to notice that I'm knitting his sweater right in front of him? And he eventually did notice. And I truly think I could knit this sweater from start to finish right in front of my whole family, and not a single person would ask me about it. Because I always have knitting. It's like, just blends in with the background. No one cares that I'm working on, which is great, because if I only could work on something in private or in secret, it would never, ever get done. It would have to be for 2025. So this is coming down the pipe in November, but definitely not until after the MKAL's done. So I'm gonna get to it and start knitting. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll probably post another update on Thursday tomorrow, maybe the end of the day, with my take on Clue 2. I didn't want to post an update every day because it was basically like, yay, I did 2 more rows. Oh, I did another repeat. I did another one and another one. It just didn't seem very exciting. So I'll post tomorrow with my take on Clue 2, and hopefully I've made good progress. Hang in there, keep knitting. Hey guys, it's Friday morning. I did not post on Thursday because I wasn't quite done. I'm still not quite done, but I'm better along. So this is where I'm at. I am in the middle of the giant I-cord bind off. So far I have done, oops, this is the end. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. Where is it? Okay, so far I have done this much of the bind off. That's the wrong side, but I have bound off that much, and I have all of this left to go, and it's super slow going. So I'm hoping to finish that up by the end of Friday, and then I can start Clue 2 on Saturday, which is really not that bad. 2 days behind for this giant amount of knitting for me is like, that's a win. So I do like how it's turning out. I think it looks really amazingly graphic. I love the colors. I like the contrast. You can really see it, and I think it's really striking, but it's not so crazy that I'll never wear it. So I think there's a chance that I could wear this one so far. I will say I was really disappointed because I got through my 11th repeat and then realized that there's basically a whole 12th repeat. I mean, in my mind, I thought it was supposed to be a half repeat. I don't know what made me think that. Did he say it in the video, or it just seemed like it? But no, you have to do rows 9 to 15 out of 16, which is basically almost a whole repeat. And then you knit that 16th row. So like, it's a whole other 12th repeat. So I thought I was all done when I got through with my 11th repeat, and all I had left was basically a bind off, only to determine that I still had 2 hours left to go before I could even start the I-cord bind off. So I actually thought I'd be in a little bit of better shape where I would finish up early this morning and be able to get a good ways into Clue 2 on Friday. But looking at how slow this bind off is, I'm not gonna do anything else today because Fridays are crazy and we got a lot of stuff to do. My kids get home a little early, and so if I can't get through this bind off before pickup, I'm gonna be finishing it on Saturday morning, which is bad, you guys, it's bad. So when I got to the end of my 11th repeat, I checked my stitch count, and at that point it was supposed to be 200 stitches. I had actually not checked my stitch count since the first 3 rows, because like I said, I just refused to go back. There's only one way, and that way is forward. So I figured, like, what's the point? But I checked my count when it was supposed to be 200, and I was 5 stitches over, which, given the amount of knitting, that didn't bother me. So I just sort of spread those, I omitted 5 increases throughout the following repeat, the 12th repeat, and it just, so I ended up on the right count. And like, I can't tell. You can't see it. Where did I do it? I don't know. No one knows. If I don't know, no one knows. So you can't tell the difference. Steven said just, you can fudge a stitch here or there. So I'm taking him at his word on that one. And I think it's gonna be all right. Clue 2, you mostly pick up on the sides, and I know my row count is correct. So I think we're good. We're good. You guys, it's okay. This is where I'm at. I think it's really great. I'm hoping that I watched the video for Clue 2, and there were no more cast-ons, bind-off, anything that looked really fiddly. I mean, there is a cable section in there, but I mean, I actually don't mind cable sections, and I've knit a fair amount of cabling, not a fair amount. I've knit some cabling, and it doesn't bother me. So I'm hoping that it doesn't slow me down too much, and a lot of it's just garter with short rows. So yes. I'm hoping that I can make up at least one day, so I'd only be 1 day behind for Clue 2, and then maybe make up some time on Clue 3, and then I'd finish on time, but probably not. Probably not. It's okay. It's still happening. It's still going. I think it looks fantastic. I'm excited to incorporate the accent color. So my accent is this dark brown. I have to say, I looked at Clue 2, and I was excited that there weren't any fiddly bits, but I'm not entirely sold on the design. It just seems like really kind of all over the place. There's like wedges and cables, and none of it really seemed to tie in with this, which I think is amazing. So I'm sort of hoping that Clue 3 brings it back around and sort of ties it in with this in some way, rather than just having wings, because I do love the way this looks. I'm not entirely sure where this is gonna go. Like, does it go like this? Is it like the center portion? Or I don't know. Are we gonna do anything with these little loopies at the bottom? We got these loopies here. This is like, I cannot show this. Oh my God, that's worse. So much worse. Okay. Where the braids finish up, there are still I-cord loops at the bottom. You can't really see because I'm not quite done, but they're just hanging loose. Like, are we gonna do something with those? Can we put tassels on them? I love tassels. I've never actually made a tassel to put on my knitting, but I love the look of it. And so, like, yes, if we don't do anything with them, I'm totally hanging tassels off of that. I mean, if it's possible. If it ends up in a place where it's possible. So that's it. I'm just gonna power away at this I-cord bind off. I hope you guys are hanging in there, and if you're behind, don't worry about it. If you manage to keep up with Clue 1, I mean, good for you. You should feel really good about that, because that's amazing. But either way, we're gonna get there. I love seeing everyone's color palettes. I've basically just thrown spoilers out the window and looked at everything on Instagram, and I haven't posted, okay, let me know what you think. I haven't posted anything about the MKAL on TikTok, even though people keep asking me, because there's no way to put up a spoiler image for TikTok. Like, the way that your feed just rolls, you just, like, videos just pop up. So if somebody's truly trying to avoid spoilers, and I do some sort of video with the MKAL, they're gonna see it. So I don't wanna be that jerk that ruins it for everyone. So I haven't done anything on that. I haven't done any TikToks, because who has time for TikToks when you're trying to knit, knit like an entire sweater in a week. So, I don't know. I feel bad about it, because I do like my TikTok people, and I'd love to talk about it, but maybe I can talk about week 1 at the end of week 2 or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna try to do this bind off and get started on Clue 2. I'm gonna go ahead and post this so that Clue 1 is kind of a wrap, even though I'm not done binding off, and then I'll just start again and post again in a few days with progress on Clue 2. Hi again. I finished Clue 1 and I didn't post yet, so I figured I'd just pop it in. Here it is, my completed Clue 1. The I-cord bind off did take forever, but it didn't take quite as forever as I expected. So it was a little bit faster than I thought, which was a nice one because with this clue, you can catch any kind of break that you get. So that's it. It's Friday, I'm done with clue 1. I don't know if I'll have time to start clue 2, most likely not. So I'm gonna get to that on Saturday and hopefully knit like crazy over the weekend and catch up a little bit. So I hope you're doing well, have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you at the beginning of next week. Take care. One is done. Oops, just kidding. Hang on, I showed you the back.